The rain drummed softly against the rooftop of Jungkook's parents' house, a quiet, homely sound that was nothing like the echo of an expensive engines he had gotten too used to after marrying Taehyung. Here, everything was gentle. Everything was safe. Everything was normal. Jungkook breathed out slowly. For 3 days, he had slept on the same small bed he grew up in, wrapped in soft blankets that smelled like detergent in childhood. No mansion. No guards. No cold marble floors. No intimidatingly handsome mafia husband who watched him like he was the only thing worth protecting in the world. Just peace. He thought he needed that. But tonight, the peace felt strangely empty. Taehyung hadn't slept. Not once. Not for even a second. The bed was cold. The room was cold. His chest felt like it was hollow. It was stupid, he told himself. Ridiculous. Pathetic even. He was Kim Taehyung, the man people fear even in daylight. People tremble when he walks by. Enemies flee when they hear his name. But here he was, staring at a pillow. Because Jungkook wasn't there. He slammed a hand on the bed in frustration, veins tightening. 3 days, he muttered. 3 days without him and I can't sleep? What kind of week? But then he inhaled sharply when he caught the faintest scent of Jungkook still lingering on the blanket. His jaw clenched. He needed him. Right now, the night was quiet. Everyone was asleep. Until someone was knocking on the front door. Hard. Insistent. Dangerous. Jungkook sat up instantly, heart racing. Who would come at midnight? Out here, in this quiet neighborhood? He tiptoed to the window and froze. A black car. Lights off. Engine still warm. And a tall figure standing in the rain. Dark coat. Hair damp. Eyes burning even through the shadows. Taehyung. Jungkook's breath left his body. My God, he actually came. The knocking grew louder. Jungkook, his voice. Low. Sleep-starved. Possessive. Open the door. Jungkook's mother woke up, nervously whispering. Who would come at this hour? Jungkook swallowed hard. My husband, he whispered. His mother's eyes widened. Your mafia husband? At midnight before Jungkook could answer, bang. The door shook. Jungkook, open the door before I break it. He opens the door. Jungkook slowly unlocked it and pulled it open. Rain dripped down Taehyung's hair, his coat, his lashes. His eyes were red, not from anger, but from lack of sleep. Without a word, he stepped forward, pushed Jungkook against the wall gently but desperately, hands caging him in. Jungkook gasped softly. Taehyung. Taehyung pressed his forehead against Jungkook's shoulder and exhaled shakily. I can't sleep without you, he whispered. I tried. I can't. Jungkook felt his chest tighten painfully. Taehyung never showed weakness. Never showed need. But tonight, he clung to Jungkook like he was oxygen. You left for 3 days, Taehyung murmured, voice raw. Don't ever do that again. Jungkook's hand trembled as he touched his husband's wet cheek. I just wanted time with my parents, he whispered. Taehyung lifted his head slowly. Those sharp, dark eyes softening only for him. You can have all the time you want, he said. But I'm coming with you. Everywhere. Jungkook's parents stood frozen in the dim hallway, eyes wide as they watched Taehyung still holding their son against the wall, rain dripping from his coat, his expression dark and heartbreakingly tired. Jungkook immediately pushed Taehyung's chest lightly. Taehyung, let go. My parents are watching. Taehyung didn't move. His fingers curled around Jungkook's waist, protectively, possessively. "I don't care," he murmured in the dangerously soft voice. "I haven't touched you in 3 days." "They can watch." Jungkook's ears turned red instantly. Taehyung's mother coughed loudly. His father cleared his throat even louder. Only then did Taehyung reluctantly pull back, jaw tight, eyes still fixed on Jungkook like he needed him to breathe. The living room, awkward silence. Taehyung sat on the small sofa that looked laughably tiny beneath his broad shoulders and expensive black coat. He had clearly come straight from work. One holster still attached under his jacket, his shirt slightly unbuttoned, his tie gone, hair messy from running his hand through it repeatedly. Jungkook's mother whispered to Jungkook, "Sweetheart, he came at midnight, dripping water everywhere." "Are you two okay?" Jungkook blushed. "We're fine," but Taehyung's low voice cut in quietly. "No, we're not." Everyone turned to him. He lifted his tired eyes to Jungkook, voice hoarse. "I haven't slept in 3 days." Jungkook bit his lip. His father asked carefully, "You can't sleep without him?" Taehyung answered without hesitation. "No." Silence. Absolute silence. Jungkook wanted to sink into the floor. Jungkook pulls him aside. "Come to my room." Jungkook whispered quickly, grabbing Taehyung's wrist. Taehyung stood immediately. It wasn't a request. For him, Jungkook's voice was a command he couldn't refuse. Once inside the small childhood bedroom, Taehyung closed the door behind him and leaned against it, breathing deeply. His voice cracked. "Jungkook, don't leave me like that again." Jungkook's heart ached. Taehyung never begged, never displayed vulnerability, never showed the cracks beneath his icy exterior. But tonight, he looked like he was falling apart. "Tae, I was just homesick." "I'm homesick too," Taehyung whispered. "For you." Jungkook blinked, stunned. This was the man feared by entire cities. Whispering like a lost boy. Taehyung stepped closer and gently touched Jungkook's cheek. "Let me stay here tonight." Jungkook's breath hitched. "Taehyung, the bed is tiny." "I don't care." His voice dropped, eyes softening. "As long as you're in it." He finally sleeps. Taehyung lay down first, still in his damp shirt, half sprawled across the bed that was clearly never meant for a mafia lord. Jungkook slid in next to him, cheeks red. The moment Jungkook's head touched the pillow, Taehyung's arm wrapped around his waist. Tightly. Securely. He buried his face in Jungkook's neck. A shaky sigh escaped him, one that sounded like relief and desperation. Within minutes, Taehyung was asleep, breathing finally steady, like he hadn't in 3 days. Jungkook stared at him, heart melting and breaking all at once. "Tae, you idiot," he whispered fondly. He touched Taehyung's hair softly, his heart warming at the sight of his tough, stone-cold husband finally resting, only because he was here. Outside the door, Jungkook's mother whispered to his father, "Let them sleep. He clearly loves our son more than his life, if you want." The first light of morning filtered through the thin curtains of Jungkook's childhood bedroom. Birds chirped softly outside, a peaceful sound. But inside the tiny bed, there was no peace at all. Taehyung had practically wrapped himself around Jungkook like a giant, sleeping octopus, one leg thrown over Jungkook's waist, an arm locked around him possessively, face buried deep in Jungkook's neck. Jungkook whispered, struggling gently, "Taehyung, you're heavy." Taehyung didn't even stir. If anything, he held Jungkook tighter. Jungkook gasped when Taehyung's lips brushed his neck, completely unconsciously. Wake up. Another soft, sleepy nuzzle. Another unconscious kiss. Taehyung. Only then did Taehyung blink awake, voice rough and low. Jungkook lifted his head, hair messy, eyes half open, looking devastatingly handsome in the most criminally casual way. Then he realized, he was literally lying on top of Jungkook. Taehyung smirked lazily. Morning, Jungkook hit his shoulder lightly. Stop doing that in my parents' house. Taehyung pulled Jungkook closer again. They should be grateful I didn't do more. Jungkook's mother had prepared a warm breakfast, parathas, eggs, vegetables, and tea. Jungkook helped set the table, smiling softly. He always felt at home here. But Taehyung? Taehyung sat stiffly at the table like he was negotiating a Mafia deal. Jungkook's father tried to ease the atmosphere. So, Taehyung, do you eat spicy food? Taehyung nodded. I can handle anything spicy, but Jungkook can't, his mother added lovingly. Taehyung's eye twitched. And then it began. Her tone. The softness. The familiarity. She gently placed an extra paratha on Jungkook's plate. 8 more. Cookie. Taehyung stared at the paratha like it had personally offended him. Jungkook whispered, Tae, don't glare at the food. I'm not glaring at the food. Taehyung muttered darkly. I'm glaring at the hand that put it there. Jungkook's soul left his body for a moment. That's my mom. Taehyung didn't blink. I know. Jungkook's childhood friend arrives just when the situation was calming down. Enoch. The door opened. A boy stepped inside, bright eyes, familiar smile. Jungkook. I heard you're back. Jungkook's face lit up. Jinwoo Hyung. It's been so long. They hugged quickly. Taehyung's chair creaked as he stood up. The air froze. His voice was dangerously calm. Who is this? Jungkook whispered. Taehyung, relax. He's just my childhood friend. Jinwoo smiled politely. Oh. You must be Jungkook's husband? I heard you. Taehyung stepped closer, eyes cold. You hugged him. Jinwoo blinked. Yes. Taehyung's jaw tightened. Jungkook facepalmed. Oh no. Taehyung's jealousy explodes. Taehyung suddenly wrapped an arm around Jungkook's waist, pulling him close in front of everyone. He doesn't hug anyone, Taehyung stated. Jungkook choked. What? When did I say? Taehyung continued, voice low, looking directly at Jinwoo. He only hugs me. Jinwoo raised both hands, confused. Okay? I didn't mean anything. Jungkook whispered it sharply. Taehyung, stop embarrassing me. I'm not embarrassing you, Taehyung replied, pulling Jungkook closer. I'm stating facts. Jungkook whined quietly. Tae, you're being childish. Taehyung leaned closer to Jungkook's ear and whispered, 3 days without you made me worse. And Jungkook froze. His heart skipped. His breath hitched. His cheeks heated instantly. That wasn't just jealousy. That was vulnerability wrapped in possessiveness. Jinwoo awkwardly excused himself, leaving the house immediately. Jungkook turned to Taehyung. Tae, we need to talk. Taehyung looked at him with serious eyes. I'll listen. But you're not leaving without me again.